Why not put a little language that kind of ages me? The YOLO crowd of the 20s. You only live once.
Yeah, this is the people that want to live their dream life right now. The idea of a 40 or 50-year career sounds daunting, and they want to escape that before they even get started. And so they begin thinking, how can I live my dream life right now today? Because ultimately, that's what matters.
Yeah, I hate this because instead of understanding the concept of deferred gratification, a lot of times these people are saying, hey, tomorrow's not promised, so I'm going to live exclusively for today. What they don't understand is that sacrifice or that mindset might actually have a bigger cost than you realize.
And there are some signs. So what are some of the signs that you can look out for the secretly broke in their 20s? Well, here's the first visual sign. They love, and I mean they love, to post about their luxury trips and their amazing life that they're living. They cannot wait to get that on their feed, on their reel, so that you can see just how wonderful their life is.
Well, it's important to remember, social media is the highlight reel. Nobody ever actually puts the way their life really is. They're always putting out this highlight reel. And I do hate that. I think a lot of people are affording this lifestyle through debt, through credit card and other things. And you'll see it also in the behavioral signs. And when we talk about this, look, I can't believe for young people, this trend breaks my heart, is all of the sports betting.
Yep.
I mean, you can't turn on. I was listening to Pandora this morning, and there it was all over every one of the ads, because I'm on the free version, is sports betting left and right. And you're like, it is absolutely everywhere these days.
Yeah, and the stats are remarkable. 69% of Gen Z report participating in some form of gambling. And 25% of Gen Z gamblers said that when they do it, when they actually put their money at risk, when they actually go at the odds, they consider that to be investing. They don't even recognize the difference in those two things.
I wish that they knew this $100 at a time, because a lot of times the bonuses and other things are $100 here, $200 there. Do you realize those same type of sacrifices or deferred gratification, if they were invested for the future, would lead to tremendous results and have a lot better long-term odds?
Yeah,
too.
and what ends up happening is they love the thrill of it, and they see it as a harmless game. They think, okay, well, $100 here or there is not really going to matter, and that actually leads into the mindset sign. The mindset sign is folks that are secretly broke have this belief, you know what, I'm never going to be able to retire. Financial independence isn't even a real thing that's actually attainable, so why even bother?
Well, and I get it. I mean, if you're thinking about because retirement for most people is at a minimum 20, 30, 40 years in the future. You're only in your 20s once, so they're thinking that's why the YOLO mindset really does seep in. I'm just here to say the longer you wait, the more this is going to cost. And you need to have that awareness, is because more than likely, you're going to live to a ripe old age, so you need to act accordingly.
But fortunately, Brian, we get to sit in this spot where not only do we get to see the signs of those that are secretly broke, but we actually get to interact on a daily basis with those folks who actually do have resources, who actually are doing things right. So if those are the signs of the secretly broke folks in their 20s, what lessons can we learn from those that are actually wealthy, that are actually rich in their 20s? And I think the first one is that sort of mindset shift. They actually believe that financial independence is indeed possible, especially for folks who figured out early on.
And look, I want you to lean in on this, because I stand by this. If you're watching this content in your 20s, anyone and everyone can be financially independent. I mean, this is the part that changed my life when I had the high school economics teacher that said, if you could just save $100 a month, you'd be a millionaire. You too have that opportunity. I mean, that's the amazing thing, is that a little bit really does go a long way, because you might not be wealthy with your money, but you're wealthy with your time, which is one of the most valuable resources when it comes to compounding interest and building your great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And we talk conceptually all the time about how a little bit can go a long way. You know, we even have these koozies that say, you know, this $1 koozie cost me $88. But a lot of people don't realize we don't have to think about in sort of $1 sums. Think about this. If you were a 25-year-old Do you recognize that just saving $160 a month, that's what, $40 a week from now until retirement, if you can have an annualized 10% rate of return, will get you to $1 million. I think about so many folks I know in their 20s, so many people that gamble or so many people that play the lottery that blow $160 a month on those types of things. If they could just redirect that, it is not difficult to build wealth, or it's not complicated to build wealth, but you have to have the discipline to actually do it.
Well, and also, because we're talking about 20-somethings, I love that this is the season of your life where you can bedazzle. You don't have to give up the dream that you want to travel, you want to create memories. This is the season I even think about for myself. I could sleep on a couch. No problem.
And sleep like a baby.
And it would be I was just more excited about the destination of what I was getting to do than I was needing the plush, ensuite or my own bed, my own pillow. I didn't require any of that. And that's what I want you to embrace in your 20s. You can put up with a lot more, so you can actually bedazzle your basic life, so you build those blossoming memories. It just doesn't have to break the bank.
And I think the last lesson we can learn from The Secretly Rich is really kind of about the scorecard, because what the world will tell you is that, okay, if you're in your 20s, you should drive the fancy car and have the nice clothes and already own the house and all these things. But realistically, at this season and stage of life, the real win is mastering the behaviors. Am I living on less than I make? Am I creating margin? Am I putting my money to work? If you can answer that in the affirmative in your 20s, you are already well on your way to being an actually rich individual.
Just do something. That's all I ask of you. I think, like I said, we've said it multiple times, a little goes a long way, so just do something in your 20s.